is Magistorias, School of History and Wizardry. I hope you consider purchasing it. It is super fun, a great way to gamify your classroom. Okay, so first of all, we have first week starting the class things. You get acceptance letters, an envelope that you can cut out and fold and assemble with just 2 pieces of tape. And you get printable wax press type stickers that you can put on to seal the envelopes. You have a supplies and equipment list that's editable. You have letterhead that's edible. You have the acceptance letter that's edible, where you just need to put in when it begins and the student's name and your name. I also include on pretty much everything really detailed information on what I would do and what I have done with my classes, so I find that is helpful. We have a daily spell energy tracker. This is how I keep track of day to day. I always have it on like a clipboard. One with storage, actually. It's super convenient, but I have them sorted in their houses here. I have like their cell phone numbers in a second column over here, their cell phone pocket numbers, because we don't do cell phones at our school during class, and then have their name. This is where I keep track of the dates. At the end of the week, I add it all up and kind of update the spell energy tracker and also the house points, and I let them know. I do it on Fridays after school normally, or during my plane. So I keep track of spell energy, also like attendance during the week for the day. It's super convenient. Here's where I keep track of the house points. Again, I give you information on how I use this. And then we have house sorting information. This is one of the first things I have them do after I get to learn some of their names by playing like an intro name game activity. I have them go to 16 personalities and take the Myers-Briggs personality test. Then afterwards, I have them fill out this wizard registration Google form. Okay, if you have technology in the class, you can have them do that. I also have a paper copy version. You can delete any questions you don't want to ask them. Okay, and then I have the paper copies of the front and the back, so you can edit this however you'd like, and then download them as PDFs and combine the PDFs and print them however you would like. And then I have just basic information on how I would sort them based on which personality they got. Obviously, you might have too many kids that would go in one house, so then I read the wizarding registration form to figure out which ones I'm going to put in a different house and where they might belong. It's also a great thing that you can keep around for the semester when you feel like you need to connect with a kid. I read their wizard registration again to see if there's something I can't connect with them about on it. Then we have miscellaneous things here. There's all the different textbook covers, so you can change them however you'd like, and we'll talk about the textbooks a little bit later. Okay, I have a editable Google Classroom banner. You can change the color of this if you want to something else. You can do different color every class period to help you recognize which one's which faster. We have house banners for all the students. I use these to hang around the room, as well as at the end of the year celebration, whoever wins, I have like 20 of each printed out, and I hang them up in our ceiling with a paper clip and some yarn. Then we have flags for each of them as well if you want to print those off. This extra space here is for wrapping around like a wooden dowel. I display them in my room on top of the cabinets by taking a half piece of styrofoam ball, cutting that in half, and then sticking 2 flags in it so it stays on either side. It's kind of just a neat thing, but again, all extra. This is double-sided banners, which is what I use for the celebration, and it should print 11 by 17 double-sided, and then I send it off to the print shop to get laminated. And then we have house points, how that all works. Okay, here's a picture that you can edit by putting empty ones and not filling it up if you want, and then just putting the number there. And then you would download this as an image and set it as the background here if you want. You choose the image, set it as background, or you can just directly edit it on here. And then I have this as a view-only material on Google Classroom for my students to see, so they can see the updated version whenever they want. I also give you information about how I do a physical display of it. With my child development, I just printed off these empty potion bottle jars in 11 by 17 and laminated them, and then just stuck them on top of this. Okay, and then you get pictures of all the jars slowly filling up if you want to use those from 0 to 15 to swap it out if you would like. Okay. Then we got wands. They can pick from like 200 different wands, whichever one they want. Then I like copy and paste and then crop the image onto next to their name on the spell energy tracker page. We'll go over that a little bit later. And there is a place on the Google form to indicate which number of wand they want. Then the yearbook's just a little something extra that you can do if you find yourself being nostalgic. You can copy their photos from the LMS in here and write their names, and then year after year I keep it in a little plastic document sort of thing like that so I can see it and reminisce. And then I have miscellaneous info about end of the year trophies. You could do certificates instead. It would be fairly easy with all the logos that you have access to. I do like a house cup where I put their names on it year after year, whichever house won. I have posters for the classroom with house characteristics that you can hang up. There's, if you choose to do prefix, okay, I have buttons for it. So if you have like a button maker, you can make them a physical button. I also have blanks for almost everything so that if you decide to make like your own houses and images for that or whatever, that you could do that and still have the background to put it onto. Okay, I also have alternate prefix ones. I put these next to the prefix name in the spell energy tracker, and there are blank ones too. Then I have like plain certificate backgrounds there and blank metallic ones if you choose to do a different design. Then head girl, head student, head boy. You could choose like one head girl, one head boy if you want in the class, or you could just choose a single head student, or if you have like someone who uses they them pronouns, you could do head student instead. And you could change it to top student or top boy, top girl. You don't have to say that. The words are all changeable. Okay, and then school and house logos, we got house crests. Okay, and then blank ones. Okay, we got house names in the different secondary colors there. We got house symbols in black and in metallic if you wanted to do something with them. We have school crests in black and 4 different options where it's like filled in without a banner name, so you could put your own, or it's completely filled in with the Latin saying, or not filled in but the Latin saying, or just completely blank if you want to completely change it. Same options with all the color ones, and then we have metallic ones. Okay, and then the syllabus, there's syllabus background, and I also give you a link to the editable syllabus, like the syllabus that you see on the preview, and then you just change it to add your words and your policies in there as well. I have history of wizardry here. Okay, history of wizardry is like a question I give them at the beginning of class when I'm taking attendance and writing things down. And then potions, we have Powerful Potions book. There is templates for you to use where I tell you what to put what for the requirements of the project. And then I also give you a generic rubric for a project that you can change however you want, and then it can be displayed in the Powerful Potions book if you have them all at the beginning of the year and you want to post it. Okay, we got practical historical knowledge. Okay, this is the online note guide template. You use these note guide pages to import all of your, if you have like fill in the blank notes or whatever, you can input it there and then copy each page or download each page as an image and then set the image as the background on each of these slides for each unit, and then draw a text box over the lines that they would type in for fill in the blank notes, or you can do however you want. And we have the PowerPoint template here, and there's a copy of the unit header and the PowerPoint background where you put like the unit and then it's slides. But you can do whatever you want for it, of course. And then we have specs, which stands for Simply Pretty Easy Checks of Knowledge, and it is a test Google form. But you could easily just change your already existing test Google Forms to add this in the design button, and then you just, for header, you click like choose, and then you click upload image, and then you can upload it there. And then we have sensible spells. And here are the spells. You can change anything that you need to about them using the Canva tape template. You can say how much spell energy it costs. You can change the name of it. You can just delete any of these that you don't want to use or aren't capable of using. A lot of them are very low effort or no effort. Some of them aren't. So you decide how much you want to put into it. And then we have the spell energy tracker. I've got all the pages for that, as well as just the general template. I make this as a view only material on Google Classroom, but I put all their names by houses, and then this is where I update their spell energy weekly, and I put their wands underneath. And so then they can look at this whenever they want to see what they have. Okay, and then transmutation class is like for homework. So we have the textbook here. If you wanted to put all the homework online, or if it's fill outable online, you could do that, or you can just post it one at a time. And I have the template as well, where you can put the title, the directions, homework questions, materials, whatever, and then you download it as an image and you can set it to the background there, as well as a unit heading template. You put unit 1 in front of all the homework for unit 1, however you want to. All right, that is pretty much everything you'll receive, and I think it is well worth it. I hope you consider purchasing it. Thank you.